So the World Cup has kicked off with an absolute Bobby Dazzler. That's right, it is finally here. Of course, Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia. That's right, 2-1 on the night. What a game. What a thriller. And don't let me get you wrong here. Saudi Arabia deserved all 3 points here. Argentina were okay at the start, first half, and really gave it to Saudi Arabia. A little bit unfortunate maybe in the first half to only be 1-0 in front. But the second half, absolutely bossed by Saudi Arabia to come right back in this game, not only to level, but of course take lead and hold on to the bitter end. And it was definitely a every man bloody counts here, of course, for Saudi Arabia. 2-1 as they picked up a monstrous result. Let's take a look at the stats here, guys. Hello, Adam Davey in the house. Yes, look at this. Absolutely bossed the show. If we did turn the clock back to the start of the game, Lionel Messi with an early goal on the 10th minute after a penalty was awarded. There could have been more than that, though. It could have been much more than that, as they had a couple of goals ruled out. Martinez and Messi, goals ruled out. But they went in only at half-time. 1-0 up. Oh, my gosh. But, of course, second half, it was all about Saudi Arabia. And my, oh, my, they didn't waste any time getting right back in it on the 48th minute with an okay goal, decent goal, but their second goal of the tournament for me. Absolute Bobby Dazzler. Appreciate you guys in the chat. We've got Adam Davey in the Dugout Football channel on the chat here. It is early doors for me, 7:17 a.m. Oh my gosh, look at all these yellow cards. It is Christmas time, it is. But of course, the referee dishing them out all for Saudi Arabia as they put every man back there to try and defy the odds. They defy the odds big time. Look at, of course, the match ratings here. If we can zoom in on this badger, can we zoom in? Yes, we can, of course. Man of the match for Argentina, Messi with a 7.7, but Saudi Arabia 7.8 for the goalkeeper, just about shades it. Do you agree or disagree with that? I don't think so. I think it's a bit harsh on some of these hard-working individuals. It was definitely all man on decks. What is the sound? That is the bloody plane taking off in the background. Sorry, it's the wash machine. Hey, we've got to keep on living. There is 4 games today, but we do have to keep on doing our chores, which is getting the bloody wash machine going. It's about to take off. That is what's going on in the dressing room in Argentina right now. They're kicking off big time and letting them know they're in for an absolute pasting. Of course, what goes on now for Argentina in this group? Poland take on Mexico later on today. What will work out better for Argentina? Defeat for either a nations, a draw? Probably a draw. Then, of course, Argentina will only be just 1 point adrift with 2 games left. But what about Saudi Arabia? Are they actual contenders to get out of this group? I don't even know. I can't figure it out. I'm stunned. This is one of the... I can't remember an upset this big in world football. Not just the World Cup, but in world football. I know we've seen some minnows maybe scraping a draw or anything like that. But Argentina went into this World Cup, the start of this, as one of the favourites to win this pissing tournament. But of course, they've been ousted. They've been hoodwinked by Hervé Renard. That's right, Hervé Renard masterclass. And he's been there and he's done it. We had a chat in the watch along. We talked about his days in Zambia, where he won the African Cup of Nations for Zambia. Goodness gracious, they're a football anomaly. You don't really hear much about Zambia, but when Hervé Renard was there, they were the champions of Africa. But now he's made Saudi Arabia the spotlight on there. He's breaking the newspapers, he's breaking the internet, and of course he's going to get probably knighted or whatever that happens in. He's going to be a part of the royal family. This is an absolute world result. It's going to stun the world. It's probably going to cost a man his job over in Argentina. He's probably going to be ousted, especially if they fail to get out of this group. Meanwhile, let's think about Argentina's longevity in this tournament. They're not knocked out of it, no, but they're going to have to go the hard way, and of course it does put their position as group favourites and potential winners in serious doubt. It still doesn't say they're knocked out of this World Cup, far from it. Of course, they will bounce back, and they will bounce back hard. The question is, can they regain composure? Will they still be will be able to bounce back next? And what's going to happen with Saudi Arabia next match? You know, they got 3 points here. Realistically, they need another, maybe a draw to really put them in absolute contenders to get out of this group. But I can't see it, to be honest with you. I don't know. I was very impressed with them, but can lightning strike twice? It still would be lightning striking twice. They've raised their game for this one. Can they raise the game for Mexico? Can they raise their game for Poland? I don't know. That might be another bridge too far. But for me, I'm elated. I'm elated about this. even though I do want to see Messi win the World Cup, I'd love to see it. But it's going to have to make it work. And that, for me, is what this World Cup has been lacking. It's been lacking an upset. It's been lacking seeing the favourites for each game having to work for it. Argentina had to work for something today, and they didn't. They didn't deliver. England were cruise control yesterday. The Dutch were steady Eddie. They were never in doubt against the Senegalese. Who else? The Americans. The Welsh had to fight, but I don't think they were the favourites in their game against the United States. So anyway, this one goes down in the record books. They're going to be dancing in the streets of Riyadh today. They're going to be crying in the streets of Buenos Aires, of course, later on, or right here, right now. And of course, my main man Geronimo is probably absolutely good. My main man Osama, who did, of course, was not looking forward to this game, but he must be absolutely batshit crazy right now, and he's over stateside. I probably slept through it. I think he actually said, I'm going to sleep through this one, because it was like a 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock kickoff for him. So credit to Saudi Arabia for putting the spotlight on this World Cup, and of course shining a light on this group. Of course, it does make it wide open. Everybody had pigeonholed Argentina as number 1, but right now they've got after all to do in the second games, of course. But anyway, I'm going to bounce back, of course, a little bit later on. We've got the Danes up against Tunisia. That'll be on the channel, but of course,